Good morning, Year 5. This is your shared reading lesson for Wednesday of week 4. As you might realize I'm sitting outside, so it's a little bit windy today, but it's really nice in the sun. So I thought I'd record outside. Okay, just going to share my screen. I'm going to go to shared reading, our learning intention and our success criteria again. So our learning intention, we are learning to understand a text more deeply by making inferences and identifying evidence from the text to support these inferences. Well, I've actually modified it a little bit. Knowing I saw what you were able to produce last week, and I know this is a really, really tough skill. It's probably one of the hardest of reading. So I'm actually going to change this to give you the evidence. So I'm going to say, by making inferences using given information from the text. So what I'm doing differently this week, because I know it was a little bit challenging, is that I'm going to give you sentences, and I will show you, give you sentences from the text. And I'd like you to infer some information from that sentence. What can you guess from that sentence? And I will model that today. So it's really important that you watch these videos before you do your independent task. So I'm learning to be successful, I can read and understand the text. I can identify the purpose of the text, which is what we did. Locate evidence to support the purpose. I also showed you that yesterday too. And now we're going to think deeply about what we are reading and use evidence in the text to make reasonable inferences. So we're going to use that evidence that we've got, which I've given you, to make an inference. Hopefully this will make it a little bit easier and you will soon see how to make inferences from what we read. So what I did today was I actually found some pieces of writing in my text. That's the evidence. So I've said known for their extremely high levels of biodiversity. That's the evidence because it's what the text says. If I go back, my first sentence is that known for their extremely high biodiversity. Now I need to infer what that means. So a lot of inferring work of information text is actually just working out what it means. So I know that if it's extremely high levels of diversity, if it's high, it means something's big or great, or a large amount. And I worked out on Monday that biodiversity means that if bio means life and diversity is a range of life, a range of living things, I can infer that coral reefs have a large amount of living things in them. So that sentence, known for their extremely high levels of biodiversity, that just simply means that there's a large amount of living things living there. And that's my inference, because the text doesn't actually say that. It doesn't say that there are lots and lots of animals or plants living on the reef. That needs to be inferred. And I infer that from my evidence. There are extremely high levels of biodiversity. So you will have the evidence written for you for your independent task this week. And I want you to use that evidence to tell me, what does it mean? What is it saying? Okay, what can I guess from that sentence? So another one could be, let's look at evidence from the text. It says, over thousands of years, a limestone structure builds up in warm, clear, tropical or subtropical water. Now that's evidence from the text, so I should find it in the text. Let's go and have a look. Okay, it's my second sentence. Over thousands of years, a limestone structure builds up in warm, clear, tropical or subtropical water. So it is my second sentence. So if I say over thousands of years, that's not a short time. So I need to think about, what is it telling me? It's telling me that coral reefs take a really, really long time to actually build up and start. So, or form is another word. So coral reefs take a long time, or I can even say an extremely long time to form. That's my inference. So I've then used the evidence in the text, which is what it's given me. Over thousands of years, a limestone structure builds up in warm, clear tropical or subtropical water. And you have to think, what is that actually telling me? That's telling me that it takes a long time to form and a long time to build up. I could even go clear tropical water. If it's tropical, it's warm. So it builds up in warm water. But that's something I can infer later as well. So this is not hard once you realize what an inference is. So an inference is just telling me something that you get from the text. So from the evidence. I'm going to try one more for you, and then I've given you a few examples from your text. So I've actually told you the evidence that you need to use, and I want you to make an inference that relates to that. Okay. So it says, it is estimated that at least 100,000 marine animal species, so their marine animals are animals that live in the ocean, from almost every phylum live on tropical reefs. So we spoke about what a phylum is. A phylum is a group of animals. So mollusks can be one phylum. Mammals are another phylum. We've got things like worms are another phylum, spiders, snake, reptiles. These are all different groups of animals. So what I can infer, this is my evidence. So that's my given evidence. It's there. It's estimated that at least 100,000 marine animal species from almost every phylum live on tropical reefs. So I can infer, I can guess or gather from that information that not just worms or not just plants or not just fish live in a coral reef. So I can say that not just fish, or not just mollusks. Mollusks are like clams and crabs and oysters. So not just mollusks live on a coral reef. It is home to a range of different animals. Because that's what it's telling me. It's telling me it's a home to a range of different animals. That's what I can infer. So I want you to tell me that. So use your own words to explain what the sentence is about. That's the easiest way to look at it. This is a really hard skill, and it's okay to not get it right straight away. It's a skill that develops over time and that you need to keep practicing it in order to get it right. So please don't be hard on yourself, and I will be giving you feedback about your inferences, whether you're on the right track. As long as they make sense and they relate, they would be on the right track. Good luck and try it yourself.